Hello, crafty friends. This is Robin and Bill's hat. Welcome to Raincross Farms Makery. That you don't scare people. And we have a fun little craft tutorial to show you tonight.
It's not cute?
It will be cute. It will be fun and cute. I am not good with my adjectives. I use the same ones over and over and over and over. Anyway, welcome to our craft studio. We are coming to you just outside of Lewiston, Idaho, and we hope you had a great week. It's Friday night, so if you aren't out on a date, if you aren't crashed out in bed because you were exhausted, we would love to welcome you to watch our little show. So say hello when you pop on. I'm going to take just a second to get
I need to hook up and look
to get my computer up and running, and a specific post. So did you have a great week? I hope so. Hey Loretta, how are you? Glad you could join us. Okay, select publication. I'm going to select this publication, save it, publish it. That should be good to go. Let me turn this off. Hopefully if you've signed up for notifications, you got your notification. Looks like I sent out 279 of them. And put that on mute just in case. So welcome, welcome, welcome. How is everybody? Thank you for spreading the joy and sprinkling the farm and all that good stuff. Hi, Alana, for quick break. You have 2.5 hours left and you're worn out. I bet you are. You've been in that training all day long. So maybe you need to hang with us for just a couple minutes for a mental break. So thanks for joining us. And of course, we love it if you would give our page a heart. If you would follow our page, I have a goal for 10,000 followers by the end of December, and we are on track for that. And just like Loretta did, if you would sprinkle this video out to some of your crafty friends or craft groups you belong to, we would certainly appreciate it. So thanks so much. We also have our stars activated. And hi, Maud. I did not copy you, Maud. I did not copy you. I had this in mind long before I saw your live. So all I can say is great minds think alike. What we're going to do is we are going to decorate some journals or notebooks. I keep calling them notebooks, but journals, notebooks. This is the one that we sell in our shop. It is the chalk suede. I don't know. It's just a chalk suede notebook. It is 5.5 by 8, 5.25 by 8.25. Anyway, it doesn't look like it has lines, but it does have these you're not gonna be able to see them. It's got these little teeny tiny dots that help guide your writing if you write in it. So we are going to make one of these. And I also got one of these from the Dollar Tree. And I'm gonna decorate this as well. So you kind of have your options here. About 10 minutes to get your brain. Okay, well, 10 minutes. We can do it. We can get some paint out in 10 minutes. So we are going to chalk these up. Let me show you the designs I chose. So one of them is it's really got two names. It's called Love You More and Dragonfly. And it's called that because one side says Love You More, and the other one is this beautiful dragonfly floral. We're going to use the dragonfly on this. And then we are also going to use this transfer. This is Found Patterns from Nature. So there's this pretty floral. Here is one that looks like an animal print. This one looks like bamboo, and this one is a larger floral print. So we're going to use one of these for our covers of our journal. So let's start by, I definitely don't want black and white, and I'm actually going to paint this one too to give it some color. So let's get started. I am going to, let's see, I'm going to stick this sheet of paper in here because when I paint it, I don't want to get paint on the sides of the papers. So I'm just sticking this in here for a little bit of protection so that I just paint the covers. And I'm not going to paint over this little black tape stripe thing, so I'm gonna chalk that off. I'm gonna tape that off so I don't get anything on it. And so these would be fun gifts for yourself. I don't know if you are, I tend to be like a note taker. I'm not a journaler. I don't keep a diary. I never have really been able to. I've had several attempts at trying them and they just don't last very long. But I do kind of take notes, and it kind of helps me if I have them in a little journal or folder or notebook that I can locate quickly. Okay, so this one, what did I decide? This one, I'm going to use, I'm sorry, you guys, unless you bought it last month, I'm actually going to use last month's color of the month, Academia, because I love that. But you can find some chalk paints in a deep teal if you really, really like this. But this was last month's color of the month. So it is no longer available. And I don't have any extra, even if you wanted some. So I'm going to make this into a paint. So I'm taking my chalk paste and I'm going to spray a little bit of distilled water on it. And dilute that down till it's more like a paint consistency. And we'll see if I can get this covered in one coat or if I have to do multiple coats. Now, I could paint this with a sponge, but I'm just going to use a brush. I'll just use a brush this time. Okay, so this is more like a paint. Oh, and that's going to take a couple coats. So I think I'm only going to paint the front because it's going to take, I can tell it's going to take a couple coats to get this covered. So I won't take up all your time by painting front and back. Isn't that pretty? I love that color. It's a deep turquoise. I don't know. I think peacock when I see this. Channeling my inner peacock, I guess. I don't know.
Is that the one that you used on the clock behind you?
Yes,
too?
this was on the clock behind me. And speaking of that clock, wish me luck, you all, with that clock. I just got an email from Chalk Couture, and I think it'll be in May. They have, every year they have what's called a Chalkathon, where they raise money for the charity that we support, Watts of Love. And they announced that they were looking for art pieces that designers have made to auction off during the Chalkathon. And I thought, why not? I think they're only going to pick like 10 of them. But I thought, why not? So I uploaded the picture and submitted it. So they'll let me know if it's one of the 10 they chose. So maybe that clock will go towards raising some money for a fine organization. Okay. So it feels like the more I paint, the more I'm brushing off. So what I think I need to do is dry this and then put another coat on dry. Luck. Okay. It's this adapter that wants to fall out of my plug. Okay, so let's dry this. I would ordinarily do the back, but again, just for the sake of time, I'm not going to do the back with you on live. I'm going to dry this up. And we are going to paint this one up black. So that should cover pretty well, because it doesn't have a bunch of print underneath it. Okay, hey, Gerald Wimberly, welcome. Hi, Lori. Did I miss anybody else? Oh, beef stew. Yeah, leftover beef stew. Is it better the second day?
Yeah, it's even better.
Okay. Spots where I have it on a little thicker, it's taking a little bit longer to dry. But that's okay. Everybody else can hang around. Alana's on a time crunch, but okay, so I'm gonna let this dry on its own for a little bit. I'm gonna paint up this one. I'm gonna do the same thing with the papers. Actually, what I'm gonna do, no, that won't do it. Is there a front or back to this?
You're going to make that one black?
Yes.
So why didn't you make the black cover black?
Because of the design I'm going to put on it. It'll go better on there.
I'll trust you.
Trust me. Trust me. Yes, there is.
I just wondered it would have been easier to
Yeah,
cover.
it would have. It would have, but I wanted to, the design I wanted to do on this, because it's a smaller surface, will do better. Just trust me. Trust me.
It will be.
Trust the process. Nope, no sourdough. Okay, same thing with my black paste. I'm going to water it down with some distilled water. I use distilled water so that if I have any leftovers, I can put them back in my paste jar. So now this is an extra step you don't have to do with our book. You don't have to paint it. If you want to have a white background, that's perfectly fine. It might actually be easier. Okay, and again, for sake of time, I'm just going to do the front cover. And my fingers are wet, so I don't want to. Painting my journal black. And don't want to go over the edge if I can help it. You could also spray paint that, the cover. Might go faster, but then you have to do that outside business, and I didn't want to do that. Okay, clean up my brush marks. And I think I'm done with the black one, so let me give it a dry. I think I'm done with the black. So we are decorating some journal covers. Good night, Alana. Come back and watch the replay. Have a good last segment. You can do it. Focus, learn a lot. Go with God. Vaya con Dios. Should have told her to just leave her live on the phone so we'd get counted as a viewer. Thirsty tonight. Went out and worked in the garden. Bill did a lot more work in the garden than I did, but I think he's thrilled with whatever help I give him. Right? He's not saying anything?
I'm listening to the audio and I'm getting you about 15 seconds later than you're saying it, so. Maybe 5 seconds later.
Okay, this one's mostly dry. I'm going to set it aside. Let it continue drying. This one, just a little bit more drying. I'm going to give it a second coat. So, did everybody have a good week? Do you have some fun weekend plans? I don't. Bill has music practice. I am in a training tomorrow morning online. So that'll be fun. Okay, so I'm done with the black. So I'm going to put that away. I'm going to close this up. I don't believe I'm using black for anything else, so let me put it away. And I'm going to need a little bit more of this Academia color. Don't ask me why they called it Academia. Okay, I'm going to actually make it a little bit thicker to make sure this is my final coat. Such a pretty color. We're also going to be using this month's color of the month. If you have not seen it, it is called Duchess. And I'm going to show it to you in a little bit. We're going to use it. So color of the month is just a special color that the company formulates. It's only meant to be available for a limited period of time, not even the full month. And it's an incentive for people who purchase product, because you get it by purchasing a minimum $75, and that unlocks your ability to purchase the color of the month. And so far, we've had 3 colors of the month, and they have all been gorgeous. The first one was called Dream Car. It was kind of a super bright Barbie pink. And then Academia was March, and Duchess was April. So, did we have anybody with weekend plans? Is everybody just
They're just watching tonight.
catching up from the week?
They're just
I desperately need to do laundry. I haven't done that in a while. Okay, let me get rid of some brush marks. There we go. Okay, just a little bit left over. I'm going to put it back in the jar. I'm going to be so sad. I only got 1 jar of Academia, and when it's gone, it's gone. I can't get any more because it sold out last month. But I'm enjoying it while I've got it. Okay, and I have a little blob right there. Okay, let's dry this a little bit.
Yeah, but are you going to do turkey hunting here? That's the question.
Ooh, turkey hunting over here?
Well, you said you're going turkey hunting.
We've got Tom up the hill that you could come and take a whack at. You were going to take the class, so you're going four-wheeling tomorrow. Woohoo! You are brave. That's okay. They will have that class again. They won't record this one, but they'll have it again. Okay. Well, tell you what. That's on its way to drying. So let's set this aside, let it dry some more on its own, and then we will work on finishing this one up. And I see one little spot that still needs to dry. Oops. It really needed to dry. It's got a goober. That's okay, you won't see it. Okay, so just like painted wood, I'm going to move this off. Just like painted wood, this is freshly painted paper, and I'm about to put down a really sticky transfer on top of it, and when I pull up this transfer, I don't want to pull up the paint. So I'm going to wax this to protect that paint. You need to get out. Yes, I kind of felt that way. Getting out in the garden. So not a lot of wax, but I'm just going to put a thin layer on here, and that will protect it from the stickiness. And it does kind of change the sheen on the paint, so you want to make sure to get it everywhere. So a little bit on, and then we are going to buff off any excess. Go, buff a little bit with a paper towel. And I'm going to leave our wax out because we are going to use it again when my turquoise one dries. Okay, so this one we are going to do with the dragonfly. And this is kind of where Maud did her live. She did it with all shimmers, and I did copy that idea. So I am going to do it with shimmers also. Kind of for two reasons. I love shimmers, and shimmers take a little bit longer to dry, so I have a little bit more time to work with. That's not, those don't open enough to do what I want to do. Okay, I'm going to keep the backer intact, but I am just going to cut through these threads right in the middle so I can separate the two designs. That, and I'm going to fuzz it. I'm going to put a little layer of lint on the sticky side, again to help with easing up that stickiness. Enjoyed watching. Yay! I'm glad you came back. Thank you. We are doing something different today. So I am going to trust that this is centered, and I'm going to push that down and make sure it comes in contact with the surface. Now this has some lumps and bumps under there. Okay, this has another lump. This has some flowers, it has some greenery, and it has the dragonfly. So I'm going to use some different colors. Scrape that off of there. I'm feeling for any lumps and bumps, because if I don't and it raises up the edge, then I can have some bleeding, and I don't want that. Okay, so I'm going to start with, I think I'm going to start with the greenery. And I am going to use, this is Shimmer Eucalyptus. It's a kind of a medium green, but it's a shimmer. So with our shimmers, they have mica flecks. I don't know if you can kind of see the sparkle. Mica flecks in them. Those kind of sometimes sink to the bottom when the paste sits for a while. So when I use shimmers, I like to stir them up right before I use them. And I'm going to use my multi-tool instead of a squeegee, because it gives me a kind of a narrower surface, and it also kind of lets me hold it like a pencil. Sometimes that's easier to manipulate. Okay, so I'm looking for florals, and I'm just squeegeeing this paste over that screen, and I'm making sure I don't get the dragonfly, because it kind of looks like a floral too. And this color should look very pretty up against that black background. And it's going to take me a while. I was going to start with the other one. I'm just going to do with one color, so it'll go a lot faster, but
Cheryl
I
Lee just popped up on my phone.
Cheryl.
She's watching.
Hello, Cheryl.
She didn't comment, but
She's out there.
Her head
Say
in,
hi. Okay, don't get the flowers. Trying to focus here. Trying to not get the flowers. Okay, let me move down a bit. Check out what is dragonfly and what is flower. Ooh, that's a flower. I just got some green on the flower. That's okay. That's okay. We'll survive. So it's kind of like painting by numbers, but you don't have to be super accurate with it. And again, because I'm using my shimmers, they take a little bit longer to dry. I have a little extra working time with them before I need to peel it up. Let me get off this excess. And let's get these. Up to the flowering.
Well, we've had a couple new people come in. What exactly are you doing tonight?
What I'm doing is I am decorating a journal, a blank journal. And this is the one that we sell in our shop. And it comes with a paper cover. It's called our chalk suede. So it's super perfect to chalk on. It also gives you a little bit of wiggle room in case you make a mistake. You can kind of clean it off. But I painted that surface, so I've kind of lost that ability to clean something off if I make a mistake. So I just don't want to make a mistake. Okay. So I think I have all the greenery. I don't know if you can, you probably can't see, but where I've got it, where I've got the greenery. And I'm going to switch over to the flowers. So I'm going to do, I think I'm going to skip the shimmer violet. I think I'm going to do shimmer flamingo for those flowers. Again, it's shimmer So I'm going to stir that up, and I'm going to, again with my multi-tool, I'm going to just go in and chalk the flowers. So this would be a fun, like I said, this would be a fun gift either for yourself, if you like journals and notebooks and you just want something cute, or maybe end of the year teacher gifts might be coming up for you. This might be a nice thing to give your child's or your grandchild's teachers, Sunday school teachers. Just a cute little handmade notebook, hand designed, shall I say. Okay, got that flower. I've got 5 flowers, so let me get these 2. And then we're going to do our dragonfly. Okay. So there's my flowers in a different color. And we are going to use our Duchess. This is Duchess. It is so pretty. At first glance, it looks blue. But when you use it, it has some violet that comes out. So it's kind of a periwinkle color. Beautiful. I actually ordered an extra jar of this. I learned my lesson. Okay, so dragonfly with the Duchess and the multi-tool.
Did you say hi to Sylvia?
I did not. Hello, Sylvia Forbes. How are you tonight? Done with work? Got all those little kiddos picked up? And got any plans for the weekend, my dear? Now, if I weren't using the shimmers, I would have done what's called paste and peel, because I would be afraid that my regular paste would dry in the screen. And if that happens when I go to peel up the screen, I actually peel up the paste from below, and I don't want that. So if I was just using our normal colors, our non-shimmer colors, I probably would have stopped after each color and lifted the transfer to release that paste before moving on. But with our shimmers, I did not do that. So, but I am going to peel this off very quickly. Well, not quickly, but I'm going to peel it off right now. Some of that didn't go all the way through. What did I do with my paper towel? I'm gonna attach some of those right there. I think maybe it did kind of stick to the transfer a little bit. Not too bad. Ta-da! Okay, I'm gonna put that on a drying mat, and let me show you. Looky there. Looky at our pretty dragonfly. You probably can't see the shimmery colors, but I sure can. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay. Yay.
Too.
Okay, let me clean these up, and let me finish drying this other one, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. It's going to be a lot easier. And I could go back, because I didn't paint, I painted pretty neatly. I could go back and I could repaint the sides and the back, or if you do it neatly enough, you could just leave it the way it is. So there is my chalk suede journal notebook. Let me just give this a dry. real quick.
Linda says, wow. And
Thank you, Linda. Okay, set that aside. I'm going to go back to drying this. Some of that paste is pretty thick.
Hi, Dawn. Sorry, she just popped up on my phone. So I figured out how that works, you know.
I think it's if you're a friend, if they're a friend, and they come on, they pop up without a comment. Not publicly, though.
Yeah, doesn't show up on everybody's, just shows up on mine.
So we kind of have a sneak peek of some of you that are here. Got lots of thumbs ups.
And that's okay. You want to just poke in for a couple minutes, that's awesome.
Give us thumbs up, give us hearts, whatever. Thanks, Lori. Pretty easy. Again, this one's, I put the paint on a little thicker, so I've got some spots that are.
So Linda says she'd be afraid of it rubbing off. Have you seen any of that?
It could. If it's going to get a lot of use, you might want to cover over it with some clear Mod Podge or spray it with a clear sealer to kind of give it just a little extra protection. I would be careful with bending the cover a lot. It might kind of crack off. But yeah, you could cover it with a coat of Mod Podge or a coat of clear spray. Okay, so this, honestly, I probably, if I was going to actually give this, I don't know if you can see, it's still kind of showing through the little black marble. It'll be fine though. It will be fine. Because I'm going to put an all-over stencil on it, so you won't even, hopefully you won't even notice it. So again, freshly painted, and I'm going to put something sticky on it, so I'm going to apply some wax. And again, this kind of changes the finish of your paint, so you're going to want to put the wax everywhere. Or your blasted cats. Yes, yes, those blasted cats. So I've got wax on. I'm going to rub that off. I'm going to seal this up. I'm going to continue to buff that off because I can feel a really thick layer of it. That's okay. You don't want too much wax or your paste won't stick. Thank you, Linda. Again, if it's, you know, you're probably not going to give it to a toddler. You could, but you kind of have expectations of a toddler is going to probably damage, destroy anything. But if it's something that's not going to get used an awful lot, you might not need to coat it. Okay, so here's my cover. And this one I'm going to use, again, these are, let me read what it says. Found patterns from nature. So it's this big transfer, but you get, it's 4-in-1. So you get four different designs. And we are going to do that the smaller floral one on this beautiful turquoise background. So I'm going to take this out. Now usually I tell you I like to keep my backers intact, but this thing is just so darn big that I'm going to cut all four apart. Just because they're easier to handle that way. I'm not chasing around small pieces with this. So again, it's got this larger floral leafy pattern, and this one is kind of like a grass cloth bamboo type pattern. This one is kind of an animal print. It's kind of an animal print. And the one we're going to use is this pretty floral design. So it is almost too big. I mean, it's almost too small. It's slightly smaller. What am I trying to say? It's
Try again. Back up. Take a running leaf at it.
it is slightly smaller than my surface. But the great thing about these is they're designed to tile, which means wherever the piece gets cut off here, it matches up over here. So you can lift it up, lay it back down, match it up, and do a giant background just by matching it up. So that's pretty cool. In the meantime, I'm not ready to wash this previous transfer, so I'm just going to spray it with water so that paste doesn't dry in the screen. It's easier to clean when they are damp than when they're dry. And we are going to do this with Shimmer Gold. It's gonna look awesome. Awesome, I tell you. Okay, same thing, adding some fuzz. I've got wax to protect the paint, and I'm putting some fuzz on this to help protect the paint and to keep this from sticking so hard that when I pull it up, I stretch it, because I don't want to do that. Spanish moss is everywhere. Usually it's dog hair that's everywhere, but this is Spanish moss.
Oh, I'm sure the dog hair is there.
Okay, so I don't think there's a up or down to this, so I'm just going to, and one nice thing about our transfers is the newer ones are kind of see-through, kind of transparent, so I can line them up pretty much exactly where I want them because I can see the surface underneath. Okay. Oop. Moved that. Okay, so I'm pushing this down. I am going to move that over just a tad. Sorry, I'm being picky. I'm being picky. Okay, so I'm trying to line it up here. I could just overlap it, it won't matter. But I'm trying to line it up, and I'm trying to line it up here on this edge, pushing down, making sure there's no air bubbles or lumps and bumps. I'm going to stick this back in. You know what? I'm going to stick this in. That won't stick to that, so that I don't get paste off to the side. And again, Shimmer Gold. And it's got Mica Flex, so they like to sink, so I like to stir them up. And see, I have about 1.5 inches too short. That's okay. I'm going to fix it. You'll never know. Okay, and I'm just going to glob some of this on here. I'm going to get my small squeegee, and I'm just going to go over that. You're going to love this on this color. I've seen it. It's awesome. I'm going off the edges just a bit. Making sure I've got it all over. Scrape it back in here. Scrape it, scrape it, scrape it. I can reuse that. And check my fingers. I'm going to peel this up. Be prepared to be dazzled. Ooh.
sold now?
I don't know. Are you?
Is it
So
time to
far,
set?
so far, so good. What do you think? Isn't that gorgeous?
That's so cute.
That beautiful gold on that peacock color background. Let's give this a quick dry. And I was right. Once I have that gold on, I don't really notice that I can still see parts of the actual notebook coming through. But I could have put another coat of paint. Awesome. It is. It's beautiful. And you get 4 different designs. If you're interested in the supplies that I used tonight, you are welcome to type supplies in the comments and you will get a link. What color was the back? Black or navy? The original or this? Tell me what you want to know. The background I painted or the original? The original was this black marble business. Okay, got a quick dry. Now this paint is the color of the month from last month, Academia. I painted that over this color. Is that the background you painted? Yeah, that's the Academia. It's a deep teal. Okay, before I put this back down, I'm going to clean the transfer so that I can get a really good connection so I can see. So I'm going to clean this up. Try not to spray the notebook itself. So I'm just spraying it with water. I'm starting with either a paper towel or this is a Swedish dishcloth, one of those reusable dishcloths. Thanks, Maud. Yours was gorgeous too. You can go check out my friend Maud's page and see what she did. What is it? Chalk with Maud? Don't type it, but I will tell you. It's Chalk with Maud. I don't mind if you go and look at her page. Don't forget you're my customer, though. Okay, and while I'm at it, I'm going to clean this one off, too.
Well, when you painted that background in that blue, it's very dark.
It is dark. Up in person with the light, you can see that it's turquoise. Okay, so I just took off that top layer with the paper towel or the dishcloth. Now I'm switching to my board eraser. I've got this damp and I wrung it out, and now I'm going through and I'm making sure I'm getting all of that paste out of the screen. That's where the magic happens. Yes, I could just leave it that way and put a name across the bottom. You are right. We do have some fonts that could be used for that. Or you could split it and put the name in the middle too. That would be cool. Okay. So front and back, I'm getting the paste out of the screen. And I'm going to work on this one just for a second. This is how easy it is to clean them up. These are guaranteed to be reusable 10 to 12 times. The company guarantees that. But I happen to know that you can get more uses than that out of them if you take really good care of them, clean them up promptly. Darn notification. Oh no. Well, you type notifications, so you got the bot. So you can re-sign up for them if that's the problem. I don't know why. Did anybody else get their live notification to their messenger?
I did not.
Because if there's a problem with it, I'd like to know. I need Robin to call you after this live. Okay. I will try to remember. If I forget, feel free.
It'll be my fault.
Feel free to text me and remind me. Okay, now I'm going to reuse this. Ordinarily, I like to let them air dry, but because I want to reuse this, I'm going to take a paper towel and just dry off that transfer gently till it just is damp. I don't want the paper towel sticking to the sticky. So stop when you get to that point. Oh, and you know what? I don't know which side I put up. I'll have to figure that out. Okay, I'm going to let this one air dry. And I'm going to fuzz this one and try to figure out, I think that.
So to help you with that, you need to put an X at the top of one and two X's on the side.
Okay.
That tells you which side is which and which side is up.
I think, that's what I did. So that's one thing. The 4 different sides are different, so you do need to pay attention to which side is up for it to match up. Now, there's a little bit of paste here that I put down, and it doesn't have wax on it. So I'm just going to reuse this, and I'm going to put just a tiny bit of wax there because I don't want this to pull up that paste that I just put down. And I'm going to stick this underneath just so it doesn't stick to anything else. And I'm going to line up this directly with that one. I need to get up over the top. So it actually lines up perfectly. Every little vine, every little leaf lines up. Ta-da! Okay. So, got that done. I'm going to go back to, got that lined up, so I'm going to match it up, chalk it, peel it off, and show you. Scrape off the extra. Put that in the water bath. Put that in the water bath. Close that up. Let's peel this off. Ta-da! Put that back down on my drying page, and there you go. You cannot tell where I matched those two up because it just matches up so perfect. Woohoo! Yes, Bill has the right idea. Mark your stencil with a Sharpie that says top, bottom, whatever. Okay, so let me dry it, and then I'll show you the finished products. I also wanted to remind you, yesterday was the launch of our Summerbration collection. We have some awesome 20-some, 30-some new transfers for summer holidays, patriotic holidays, family type themes, gorgeous stuff, some new surfaces. So check it out on my page. You can type in shop here, the notification, you'll follow the links to products, and you're looking for the lookbook, which is what we call our catalog. So take a look and see what's out there. If you are part of my VIP group, I have a special going for people who order from the new lookbook, and I can't announce that to you on my public page. I can only do it on my VIP page. So type VIP if you want to join the VIP group. Otherwise, head over there and see what that deal is. See if that's of interest to you. So here is my composition book from the Dollar Tree. I will go back and I'll repaint this side too, but I don't know if you can see. It's not black. It could be though. That would be gorgeous too. But it really is kind of a teal green blue with that gold that just looks beautiful. And then this is our chalk suede notebook. And I painted its cover black, and then this is our dragonfly transfer. And I did that with a bunch of shimmer colors. And I think they turned out cute. And what someone was saying, if you're worried about about it scratching off, which once it's dry, it's smudge and budge proof. So it can handle this. It could not handle scraping. But if you wanted to give it a little extra layer of protection, get some Mod Podge and put a quick layer of that, or get a clear spray just to protect it a little bit. But otherwise it should be pretty durable unless it's going to get beaten up. So which one do you like the best? Cheryl likes them both. Do you like the flowers or the dragonfly? Vote real quick. Do you like the flowers the best or the dragonfly? You won't hurt my feelings either way. Thank you, Tara. I don't know. I don't want to be calling you the wrong. I don't want to be pronouncing your name wrong. Okay. Dragonfly, flowers. Tell me which one you like the best, and then we will get you off of here and into your weekend. Okay, Cheryl says she thinks the flowers, if she had to pick, I guess. Tara says the flowers. 2 for flowers. Yes, that would make great Christmas presents for granddaughters, daughters, anybody, aunts, uncles. Sylvia likes them both the most. Okay, so let me pose here. So I have a decent thumbnail, and I think that's it. Just get me into a phone call. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Is it good news or is it bad news? I don't want bad news. Anyway, have a great weekend. We will see you later. And if you're not already following, please follow our page and watch us again when we go live. Bye-bye. Have a great weekend.